was the only boy, so of course he was spoiled. And
Now, do you have an example of that?
well, he would run and tell Mom and Dad everything, and we would be so mad at him. Well, I don't know, I guess. Well, for instance, we used to ride horseback all the time, and we were bareback.
Mm-hmm.
When he got old enough, he got a saddle. We never had a bike. And when he grew up, he got a bike, you know, stuff like that. But, of course, we never resented that. It was just a time, you know. They had probably more money by the time Ben was older. Well, Sally was, I remember when Sally was born, and she was a sweet little thing. And when she was growing up, she would be about, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3. We used to sit her on the table, and us girls would be talking amongst ourselves, and Mom would say what they say. So she would tell them everything that she said in Ukrainian, and then Mom would say something. They say, what did she say? Of course, she would translate it back into English, and she.
So Sally was translating for your mom?
For both of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she used to translate back and forth, and we thought that was really funny. She was so little, and she could do both. So Martha, I feel very close to her now, but as when I left home, she was still fairly young. Like she'd be about 16, 15 actually.
Mm-hmm.
But when I came home, I was, you know, how you were away, and then I come home, and I think, oh boy, Martha, she just acts just like the rest of us.
Right.
And oh yeah, she's. I remember her a little when she was little, and she used to. When our neighbor Bill Forbes used to come over, my dad would be, you know, separating the milk, and Martha would dance. She thought it was music, and she would be like this big, and she would
liked the rhythm.
Yeah, and Nettie and I would look at one another and think, oh, it's so embarrassing, so embarrassing. Naturally, it was cute, but for us, we thought, oh, how could she do this? But she was cute.
Yeah.
She would pretend. I didn't know that she was pretending, but she would. I was mischievous. And I would wait around the house, and I would call her to come and play. And then when finally she would come, I would jump her and knock her down, and she would pretend to cry, and I would be scared. I'd say, don't tell Mom, don't tell Mom. So she would say, Mom, Mom, she hurt me. And I would run after her, of course, and then I would take her down and kiss her and hug her. And it was after we were married, and she said, remember when you used to do that? And I said, yeah. She said, I just wanted you to kiss me. Chris and I, after Stella left, and Chris and I were together all the time. We used to go together. We used to go to all the dances and movies and tell stories and ride horseback and herd cattle, and yeah, we got lots of. Stella, for instance, her and I fought as kids. I guess we had about the same temperament and we used to fight, but then when we grew up and, well, you know, I lived in Winnipeg. I live in Winnipeg still. And she moved to Winnipeg, and when she got older, her and I, when we both were married, and we got to be really close. And, yeah, we really. Yeah, Anne was almost like second mother. She helped bring us up, you know. And she was good.
Okay.
Yeah, she was good. She was quick-tempered, but she was forgiving, quick to forgive and forget. I always thought that Mom would probably, to me, she looked like somebody that should have had an easier life, you know, somebody that was maybe, you know, lived in either in town or had more money and had less work to do, because she really enjoyed singing. She loved church, and she loved to sing, and she was really good at it. Like, she had a beautiful voice, and she loved to dress and look after herself, and she never had the time. So I think that I saw her as somebody that was more ladylike, and she would have been. I remember this one time. It was a school picnic, and I remember she had on this really nice navy dress on, with the buttons down and a belt. And she had on this kind of a navy straw hat, and she was so pretty. So I took her to school, you know, because where we had the picnic was just outside the fence, sort of. And I said, "Do you want to see the school?" And she said, "Yeah, I want to go in." So I showed her where everybody sat, and then I took her up the hill to show her where we were playing ball. And I introduced her to some of the classmates, and I was really proud of her. She looked really nice. She was very pretty, I thought. I only regret that I have about this reunion is that I wish Mom and Dad were here. Maybe they are. Maybe they are here. I wish we would have had one when they were here, because they just loved it when there were any weddings, you know, that they didn't have, but somebody else would have, like one of my sisters. And we just didn't seem to even need anybody else. It was just us, you know, just the family and all the new people that joined the family. And Mom and Dad would just beam.